But it's a lot going on in the world. Including some of that. Well, hey, baby, you see it? That whole thing about Yak Gotti, him getting found not guilty. Whole trial was crazy. Whole YSL trials, nuts. I'm like, I honestly don't know how they went through with the whole thing. I sit back and I just be sitting thinking about that shit. I'll be like,
That
man.
white boy you watched, he was like taking the whole thing pretty.
Cuff boys. Yeah. I mean, he seems to be some type of lawyer, practitioner, whatever you want to say. I don't know what his affiliation with that is, but I know he's making a good amount of money off of it. It's an interesting trial to cover. I thought about covering it, but I was like, I don't know if I really wanted to commit that much energy to that. Plus, I'm kind of still committed to some other shit artistically. Yeah. I hate switching lanes without finishing things.
Yeah, and that's painting still.
I feel like it's a form of a weakness, not following things through, not finishing things. Right. I don't care how hard it is. Like that painting, the one that I painted all red, I was like, either I'm gonna do this shit now or never. And that's what I was saying. So I know if I don't finish that before the end of the year, I'll probably never finish it. But I know I will now because I just committed to doing each and every space on there that I wanted to be red. And it just was something, it started to flow through me better. You know what I mean?
So random.
It's random, but it's not because I've been thinking about it for months. I just wasn't in the right mind frame to pull the trigger on it. But since I've been microdosing every day, it's been a lot easier to just pull the trigger on things that I normally forget, or my mind would get like frustrated and put to the wayside, or I just be like, you know what, I'm fucking tired. I'm not tired. Just like now, I'm not tired. You know what I mean? But also microdose today. You know what I mean? So I just know kind of what's functioning for me. So the whole reason why I'm streaming now is because I was talking to uh, one of my coworkers about it. He has a following on Facebook of like 7,000 or more, but he doesn't like avidly stream. It's just off reposting and posting shit. You know what I mean? And I was like, dude, if you start streaming, you kill him. He told me today, he was like, I think I might become a full-time streamer.
Good idea.
Oh shit. Hell yeah, it's a good idea. That's when I told him about the dad challenge and how he was breaking down old girl shit, how he be just going hard on people and stuff. I was like, but he make money doing that.
Mm-hmm. He started off, remember that coffee thing I told you about? And when I first started watching them, they had like the 1.3K.
Mm-hmm.
They like got like, I think it's like 100,000 subscribers. Like, and this is like through the grace of just the algorithm and all that shit. Like,
Mm-hmm. So they could be up a couple racks every month just off their YouTube, just off. I mean, the streams. You see what I'm saying? Just off something you do in your spare time. Like this conversation we're having now, it's just something in our spare time. Everybody's going to be able to control their life once they really start to wrap their mind around using leveraging their time on the internet to make money. Because it's just about meeting certain thresholds. Once you get past a certain threshold, do you just need to commit to it commit to your audience and give your audience what they want out of you or what you think would be interesting for them. So
And most of the time, like I realize that like most of the people that are gonna support you are people that don't support
yeah, it's people who find you on the internet and shit like that. You know what I mean? It's always the people on the internet that find you because they don't have any personal connection to being like, oh, that's little so and so,
you.
or that's such and such from around. Or it's not about that. Honestly, what it's about is, are you saying something that's real that connects with you? You know what I mean? And honestly, we all do. We do it every day, but it's just a matter of it. Was it televised? How often do we have conversation? I'll be like, damn, we should have recorded that. You know what I mean? I do that with a lot of people. And then I notice like I should just be doing this with myself too. You know what I mean? Leverage my time on the internet and then eventually the money will come. It's not that hard. You get into it, then it starts to become more and more easier. Then you start to do shit like academics, for instance. I've been watching him for years. Just talk. All he do is talk, 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 all day. Cool. So his vice of choice is drinking. He like drinking and eating and shit. But he could sit there and drink and eat and talk all he wants to. That nigga make $5 million a year just off talking. Yeah. So it don't matter if like him, don't like him. He cool. He just bought himself a Maybach. You know what I mean? Like I need some Maybach money. Maybach music. You dig? That type shit. I'm trying to pull up Rick Rawson. Have some cows on the land. Oh. I'm talking about shit, I'm trying to have some land. Fuck that. I mean, shit, don't get me wrong. I love where we live. But
like, yeah.
We don't own this motherfucker.
No.
Yeah, I'm trying to own some shit. Next level. You know what I mean? That's just all. But there's certain things that we were talking about it earlier, me and my coworker, and he was like, you know, it's the negativity that draws people in. It's oh, they want to hear about the salacious story of this thing. And you saw the first thing that I saw when I got on my Instagram was Jay-Z's luxury weed company loses $500 million since 2020. Okay, that sounds like a lot, but to us, because we don't generate millions and hundreds of millions and billions of dollars a year. Jay-Z might. So that might be nothing to him. Like, yeah, these are just annual costs and leverages put down here. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
I'm sorry, but one of my, you know how I feel about a woman's platform. You know how I feel.
Somebody just got a tattoo.
Somebody just got a tattoo, but she didn't just get a tattoo. She got her newly husband. You know the crazy lady I always show you when I worked at CVS with, the one that does her makeup all kind of like.
No.
Hi,
Hi, baby.
you. If I wanted to, I would ask for more, but okay. Is there more? No, we can go. We can go to the store and get something. I have is there some more of the same one? No. I'll have to get some more. Her. What? Mom, you wanna?
Oh, okay.
You wanna what I did, Mom?
The only reason I recognize her is the red hair.
Oh. You know what is it? Hold on, baby. It's a nice tattoo, but is she fucking for real?
That's not a good place to put it.
It's not.
I mean, you could have put that on your arm, anywhere, even on the thigh, even on the upper thigh, something, honey, sweetheart, toots.
Me? Yeah, baby. No. But this is something.
It's not nothing much going on. So you're talking about how the algorithm is something metaphysical that you can manifest in your life, uh, and manipulate it into leveraging it for money. And if you do things like, say, microdose mushrooms and things like that that are of mycelium type nature, even if it's like a tincture or something like that, you can dominate. Um, because most people are taking like uppers that involve downers. It involves you crashing at a certain point. And they're not stimulating the brain in the way that it needs to be stimulated for them to win. They're stimulating the brain in the way that it needs to be stimulated in order for them to run around in the rat race that they want to run around in. I'm not really comfortable in that anymore, so I think I'm gonna keep going up on this cycle until this cycle is complete and go up on another cycle until that cycle is complete. This is the level I'm at now. I'm at peace with it. Peaceful place. Work to home. One can get complacent. One could get lost in having too many luxuries. Hey, I've fallen victim to it. We all have. But at this point, I gotta do something that's going to open up a door to more avenues, more revenues of finance, more things that are going to be groundbreaking for a family. And when I say the family, I mean me and my girl, my son, and the lineage that is birthed from that. You know, I'm not out here trying to do this whole survival of everybody in the family together. Survival of the fittest. If you are fit to survive, you will survive. Right now, the new Wild West is digital. You need to be trying to keep up with it mentally because it's a mental game. You know, the people who make the most money are the people who orate, orators, talking. If you're working with your hands or using your body, you're at the bottom of the totem pole. You're a worker, not a boss. Everybody, oh, I'm a boss, I'm a boss, I'm a boss. You got a couple dollars. You're right. But it's not something that's really conducive to having a monopoly piece to actually move something on this board that they allow people to think that they got control of. I'm at a point in my life where I just don't want to continue to be complacent and just run around this circle. Maybe I'll say something profound or astounding that'll lead to martyrdom. Who knows? All I know is here now. I've always been 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Now I'm just trying to put both feet in, 10 toes down. hmm And I got an infinite supply of mushrooms. Been learning how to grow them for years, and I honestly don't think I want to start turning this place into a grow or having a box here or anything like that. But definitely will switch that up eventually. Once my supply gets lower, I guess. It's been a while. Probably like 3 years, same supply. So, and I know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy. It's been a nice journey. Just thinking about expanding into like the digital field or something like that, some type of tech. Maybe this is what I meant, but I still have this desire to learn and go to school and get some type of certification that I could lean on to do all types of shit. Shit, you could stream and learn how to digitally code or do cybersecurity and shit like that. So I guess that's a journey I'm about to embark on, but I'm definitely going to take this more serious. I don't have any reason not to. Like one hand washes the other type shit. And I'm great at giving advice to other people that they never take. It's time that I take the advice that I give to other people and just act on it. So no one's giving me advice. So I gotta follow my own advice. Because I give pretty damn good advice. Shame. Shame the motherfuckers don't act on it. It's really weird about that. It's like, do you not see it within yourself that you could be great if you just do this and that? And it's usually so simple for other people. But it's not as simple for me because mm, maybe some would see maybe somebody in a different perspective would see my situation as simple to work out. I don't know yet. All I know is I see the difficulties that I've been through, and I see the shit and how had to overcome it, and I see where it's led me why, and why it hasn't led other people to that destination. It really comes down to what you believe in. At the end of this shit, I believe in growth, and I believe that people can grow, but they do not change. If change was possible, I don't think being able to revert back to a previous nature would be a thing. Regression. Progress is something that you have to feel from within. Change is something that you have to. It's like, how do you change someone into someone else? Growth. But you have to grow so far away from who you were to be considered changed. But are you fully, really changed? I don't think so. I think it's like riding a bike. You can always get back on that bike that you rode for so long that made you who you were to yourself and other people. Whether you want to get on that bike is going to be what ultimately keeps you in that new you. Now, I used to have severe anger and lack of control issues. I used to be very destructive to myself and the people around me, more so the people around me than myself. Um, I can't say that I've changed a lot. I can't. Even after all the things I've learned, 10,000 hours of studying this and meditation and all that, deep down inside, who I am is someone who wants to burn this world. Someone who wants to destroy things and hurt people and break bones. It's just not something that I act on because I, I'm just not, I'm not trying to deal with every consequence that comes with sitting in jail with a bunch of other losers and shit like that. Like, I wouldn't want to go down that path because it's like, what about my progress? What about the things that I want to do in this world? What about what I'm doing now? So creation instead of destruction. That's a hard choice. And it's made daily. Because daily you're tested by life and the people in it. You're gonna feel like it's easier to just give up. It's easier to just say fuck it. It's easier to just fall out of order. It's harder to stay determined to something. It's harder to stay in that growth that led you from who you really are on the inside. That just letting it all out. Just that's why people I blacked out. Well, you were still here. So what side of you came out if you blacked out? The you that you consider you. If that part of you blacked out, but you were still conscious, throwing fists, breaking shit, screaming, cussing, all this other stuff. What part of you was really there? I think that's the real you. That's the subconscious you. That's just like the primal you that's in there and it knows how to react to, bitch, you got me fucked up. You know, so kind of perspective on things is something that folks don't really give too much of a thought to because everyone wants to be controlling the narrative of what they want people to perceive them as, which is usually good, so they can manipulate other people. I'm genuinely not into manipulating anybody. I'll tell you what I've done and who I am and my regrets and what I feel accomplished of. You could think of me as a great guy or a piece of shit. It doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is that I was transparent and how I feel with myself at the end of the day. Because how the fuck am I supposed to care about how you feel about me? I can't feel that. Unless you're somebody who's like a great orator or a great communicator who's actually able to make me have some type of empathy for what you're feeling. It's kind of hard. And maybe that's just me. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's kind of hard. I don't feel for too many people, places, or things because I've been through a lot of shit. And maybe that makes me callous to certain stuff in life, but it's just like it's not a who was there for me type thing or where was motherfuckers when it's more of a you kind of got to go through certain shit in life to become who you are, who you're going to be. If it's like, say you want something, I want to be a millionaire, I want to be this, and the universe is like, all right, this is the path to go to it. This is that. You may not like every part of that, but you need to go through that in order for you to become that millionaire that you want to be. Whoever you see yourself in your mind in the tower or the penthouse suite or the mansion, whatever the fuck you got driving the fancy cars, in order for you to be that, you gotta go through this, what you're going through now. Because you asked for it. And it's coming to you at the rate and the frequency that you're at that it can reach you. You're at a frequency of difficulty. That's what's up. That's cool. But honestly, why? Like, why not just want something simpler? And if you're really gonna do that, how are you gonna? What's the best way to doing it? What's something that everybody has access to doing it through now these days? The internet. Just leverage your time. Tell your story. Um, I've heard several people say this. Like, if you were born in the 1900s, which is wild to say, I was born in 1991. I was born in the last century. Like, I'm from the 1900s. You have a story because that's a world that's gone now. You know what I mean? Like, I can't tell you how many coworkers I've worked with that I've had, and I've told them the same things, and they were like, okay, all right, I'm gonna be here at this damn job. That's what's up. I don't. I told them then I wasn't going to be working at that factory for long, and I left. It's not about it's not about wasting time. And I feel like if you sitting there doing the monotonous shit of what you're supposed to be or what you're told all the time, you're not trying to flip the map or you still following the map is what I mean. Like you're not trying to find another way to go that's outside of these maps parameters. Oh, but everyone's following the map. Oh, but that's not how you get everybody's not rich and famous and all this shit. Only some people are. Only a certain percentage of the people are. And those people, some people might call them fucking crazy, majority of them, but they're not following any map. They doing shit as a human and expressing themselves, and you guys are feeding off the expression. You see what I'm saying? There's just so many layers to this shit. You know what I mean? When I feel like, when I feel like I'm getting somewhere in my life, I follow the chapter. And when I feel like this is a point of nothing's going on, I feel like that's like a gap or like a break, time to take for appreciation of, hey man, you worked hard. Kick back, chill a little. You know what I mean? I'm not into rushing this experience. This is my life. I only get to do it once, right? So I'm into having my perception be clear, not stressing all the time, not worrying about money or what am I gonna do or what am I gonna be or what's gonna happen. I used to do that. I used to do that a lot. I used to worry my ass off. And I used to be like, what if I don't do this? Da-da-da. And if I'm not by this time, and it caused me so much fucking anxiety. And it used to be like a trigger for my anger issues because then I push my perception of the world onto everybody else. Like, oh, you're not doing well in your life. I don't want to fucking be around you because you're a fucking loser. That very well might be true, but at the same time, like I'm judging you harshly based on things that you haven't done for yourself. It's not nothing that I want you to do for me. I feel like it's true if you're a reflection of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. And if I'm around a loser, then I'm going to be a loser too. But that's not necessarily true. How many times do you see somebody be like, I'm the only millionaire from my graduating class and I still hang out with my buddies that I grew up with from high school? You know what I mean? Like some people are the one person that takes everybody else to the top. The chosen one, so to speak. Not saying that I am. I'm not saying that I'm not either. But it's a perspective thing. How are you spending your time? How are you doing these things? How are you going about life? Things get very boring to people very easy these days because they don't appreciate anything anymore. I appreciate the highs. I appreciate the lows. It's not something I'm running from. It's something I've embraced. This is my life. When I was like 18, I experienced, and honestly, I was 17 turning 18. I experienced my first realm of what you would consider unemployment. But I wasn't unemployed. I was a kid. I, but I was used to having money. I was used to having travel and just getting stipends to do stuff. I was getting paid by the state and the government in the city before I even graduated high school. So it's what I thought my life was going to be, and once you graduate the system, graduate from the school, you kind of graduate out the system of which they're willing to use you. So wasn't the type of value that I thought I was going to have in my life when you go from working in the skyscraper at the top of the skyscraper and the VIP suites and all this other type of stuff to going through unemployment and then having to flip burgers and stuff. You go from traveling to different states, clear across the United States from California to New York, or traveling to different countries and stuff with different programs. And you're like, damn, I'm doing big shit. I'm moving. I'll be a millionaire in fucking no time. And then it doesn't come through for you because they just kind of like drop you and leave you out there to your own devices, knowing that you came from the hood and you didn't really have shit. Like there was other kids in the program who came from like places where they had shit. Like we here because we got a rich school. Y'all here because y'all school's a part of this program. You know what I mean? And it was still just like it was dope. So it's something I appreciate. It's something I'm not taking for granted. Like, but this me not having what I thought I'd have by now, not according to plan. So I let go of the plan. It was causing me too much anxiety. Like can't say I've never been through certain bouts of depression, but I don't think any was worse than that first time. It's kind of like your first time having like a really bad trip doing something, and then nothing else affects you afterwards. It's like certain things got close, but nothing held down that feeling of you ain't shit. You ain't never gonna be worth shit. That's how I felt when I couldn't get a simple job, because it's like you don't have any experience in anything. You just graduated high school. You're not even 18 yet. And so my first job, I was flipping burgers. Like my first legit legal job, I was flipping burgers. Go ahead.
Your eyes. Oh my god.
Go ahead. I don't care if you go back.
I can see how that is.
Go ahead.
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'm gonna. Yeah. Sorry, friends. Nothing. And can you also get me one of those? There's some keep the rest of the time. Yeah, what? There's some keep the rest of them. Yeah. Come look at that. I'm a really good at. You? Best dog anyone can have. Real shit. We'll give them some sugar.
Yeah, your little cheesy baby lips.
I don't move.
Give me some. I'll kiss you on the cheek, but I'm not kissing them lips. Move. Jesus.
I heard that booze are only about
Mm. I don't remember what I was talking about.
huh?
I said I don't remember what I was talking about.